Let's talk to, is it the chosen one? Is it the realist? I'm not sure what it is. What is it now? Is it what is the nickname now, Tyron?
It's always been a realist since the beginning, but the fight name was the chosen one because I feel like all the shit I've been through in my life that kind of set me up for MMA. Because MMA, you got to really use all that stuff. I heard Jorge right before me. Shout out to my dog Game Bread. When he was talking about how they come from different places, talking about him and Gilbert Burns. Definitely a fight I'm gonna watch as well. But when you come from those upbringings, a different kind of dog come out of you, and I think we've seen that out of both fighters. So for me, that's kind of why the chosen one was my nickname, because I feel like everybody always told me I couldn't do it. Everybody always was a naysayer, and I spent a lot of time and energy trying to prove people wrong. So right now, I'm on a whole just different vibe, man. I'm just out here touching bread.
Okay, what are you doing? Because you're everywhere. I see you everywhere, but you're not fighting. At least not yet. What's going on with your fighting career? Can we start there?
Yeah, well, did Masvidal mention me fighting on this card, or do you want to wait till next Monday?
Oh shit! Don't do this. No, he didn't say anything.
Oh, did he say? Oh, okay. I didn't either. Then.
Okay, all right.
But anyway.
Holy shit! Masvidal doing big things, huh? So you got some news too coming up?
Hey, I got a lot of news coming up. I'm basically doing an Autobot. I'm taking every little transformer that I've worked on in my life, and I'm linking them together for one. So I'm excited about it. I'm doing a lot of international business. Definitely still doing guest judging now, but I got some talks with the PFL for, I don't know exactly what they want to do with me, but maybe something different. But I'm definitely doing a guest judging. You'll see me again this weekend. Me, Randy Couture. I don't know who the entertainment portion of the panel was. But yeah, I had a ball last week. Ray Lewis is a hard person to go after and sit next to, because you listening to what he's saying. He's trying to get yourself ready for what you want to say, but he kind of resonating to you as well. So shout out to Ray Lewis, one of the OGs in all sports, and somebody trying to call me. One of the OGs in all sports, and me and him are linking together to do something special as well. So, so I'm doing a lot of international business, and I hate to always depend on another person for my fight future or when I'm going to fight. Like I had a contract I was negotiating with KSI, and Lil Birdie got in my ear and told me that he was going to flake out of the fight. So I hopped on a plane. I literally made the choice at 4 p.m. to hop on a plane. At 10 p.m., I went to Dubai and watched Floyd fight because I wanted to get in his face and I wanted to address him myself, because I think that's kind of childish when you're playing games with my money, right? I had a 7-figure contract I'm negotiating. I agreed to all these ridiculous terms, and I understand why he took the easier way, going with Dylan Dennis. I mean, I knew it was supposed to be a card with me headlining against him, Logan Paul versus Dylan Dennis, and then Logan's killing it, number one in that fucking WWE.
Crazy.
He's fucking crazy. I just saw that last clip, and you gotta give him fucking credit because he's going crazy.
Yep.
Sorry about that. Why do people keep trying to call me? I got my phone on dinner, sir. But anyway, yeah. So he injured his MCL in the deal, so that took him out of that January fight card. And then basically what happened was it left Dylan the odd man out. So for the same money, the same DAZN contract, of course he's going to take an easier fight for the same pay. And the only problem I got with it from a standpoint of it, does it make sense? Yes, it makes a lot more sense to go out there and try to smoke somebody that's a lesser opponent. But when you walk around and try to get everybody to give you the credit as a real fighter and say you'll fight anybody anytime, kind of can miss me with the bullshit. so
was it actually signed?
I'm trying to put my fight to my.
Did you actually sign it?
I got a whole contract area. I got a whole contract.
How could they do that?
I agreed upon the most ridiculous. It's their promotion.
They could just
didn't even tell me.
They could just say we're going a different.
They didn't tell me that. They didn't tell me we were going a different direction. You know who told me? You guys, internet.
What? And then what was your reaction when you saw that?
Yeah. Well, I kind of didn't want to cry over spilled milk, because one thing I got to recognize that I got to be careful of my legacy. I can't be screaming and yelling and pouting and trying to yell to fight these guys that are coming into it from a more entertainment standpoint, right? Especially with what I've done already in my career. So I went ahead of it. I got wind that I got a gut feeling, and then when I touched in the Middle East, then I got like a little birdie in my ear that told me, hey man, they about to pull a fast one, right? So I addressed it first. I got in his face first. I made him tell me to my face, are we fighting now? I'll fight anybody. So he kind of froze up a little bit, and then I put the little piece of the contract out, just enough that people see it was a real legal document, not just me saying sign the contract. I don't know whoever did that, sign the contract, because a lot of times there only be a fucking contract.
Right.
But I did that, and I felt like that was just enough. Who the fuck is calling me? Some kid that got my number from Jake fucking Paul is calling me right now. So I get like hundreds of calls a day. They probably see me on your show and they blow my phone up. So
why don't you change your number?
Man, I'm OG. I ain't changing shit. I had this number since 2000.
I know, but
call me. Sometimes I answer. Sometimes we fucking laugh. Sometimes I answer. Sometimes we laugh. Sometimes because like, what are you expecting me to say? Like when you answer the phone.
Right.
Hey, I didn't expect you to answer. So yeah. So in the meantime, I'm just out here setting up structure where I can control my fight desk. I can control when I fight, where I fight, who I fight, how I fight, how much money I make to fight, and that's where it's at. And I just respect everybody that can just look at the big picture, because we get caught up into names and brands, whether it's designer clothes or whether it's 3 letters of organization, and we forget that we're prize fighters. So if I'm working in the post office and I'm sorting mail with the person right next to me, if they're making $30 an hour and I'm making 10, I need to be making $30 an hour. It's not really about money. It's about the principle. Like if you're working with somebody area and somebody's a sports journalist and they're covering the same sports you do and they're making more money than you, I already know you got a question to ask, maybe 2 or 3, and you probably feel like, hey, for what I bring to the table and value, should be making more than this person, right? So at the end of the day, I'm gonna be in control of that very, 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 in a very big way. Okay. The biggest thing I've ever worked on in my life.
Wow. And let me ask you regarding KSI, are you done with that because of how it went down, or do you still want that fight?
I'm like this. No, I'm like this. I never wanted to fight, and I never begged to fight. KSI asked me to fight. Jake Paul mentioned me fighting him. KSI put out a poll. I didn't put out a poll. He put out a poll with 1 million voters, and they said he should fight me. Even when Dylan Dennis came out, he never called me. Why was not the first person they called, right? So at the end of the day, it's like they say, when I say they, I can only say that about KSI, because Jake actually is fighting guys. Anderson Silva's me, Ben Askren's, and Mike Perry on backup is not a fucking, he's a better and tougher opponent than Tommy Fury, right? So he has a harder fight if Tommy doesn't show up. So you really can't ever act like he's not really fighting real people, right? But on the other side, KSI is athletic, but I think he's just a little fearful because, he can punch hard, but some people are used to being a hammer and not so much used to being a nail. He was gonna be the nail in our fight, and I think him and his management staff knew that. If he wants to fight, it's gonna have to be double for my trouble. In business, like if they know, nobody called me right now and said, Tyron, we want you to fight Leon Nevers. Tyron, we want you to fight Israel Adesanya. Something like that. I'm not gonna be 3 weeks ago on this show you said this about me. No. Let's talk the bakery, because I'm trying to break bread, bring the whole bakery. So let's talk real money, and then we can do that, and then we can fight. So I don't ever count business out. If you want to fight me, we can fight. But I did what I needed to do. I feel like for where I'm at and for my legacy, I did just enough to let people know that I was asked to fight him. I accepted the fight. It was a real contract produced. I gave my last notes on the negotiation. So at that point, we're here. And then he went there. So I would fight him again, but he would have to pay me quite a bit more than what he was going to pay me the first time.
Are you done with MMA? Is this are you just focusing on boxing stuff now?
No. I'm not done with MMA, but can I be real with you? Fucking MMA is a lot on your body, man.
Yeah.
So I'm not finna just jump back in the MMA fight. I'm gonna be real with myself. I was calling that PFL fight. Some of these little young kids, man, they hold on, time out. Get your ass back in the gym and start back on the 101s, because it's been 2 years. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a boxing fight in an area. I think I'm going to fight in the kickboxing fight.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, every time I kick somebody, it hit the ground. Why don't I kick people more?
Fuck.
ACLs torn, knocked Jake Shields down a couple times. I even knocked Wonder Boy down when I kicked. So broke my foot on Fatsalon when I kicked him in the Kung Fu Panda belly, and I kick hard. So why wouldn't I think about that? I think that's going to gradually build me back up. So I'm going to do a boxing fight, get in great shape, continue to add kicks in there. I've already been doing kickboxing. Hold on, got my damn AirPods.
Yeah.
I already been doing kickboxing and Muay Thai. So I'm already kind of like back kicking again. And as I prepare for the Muay Thai fight, I'm going to incorporate the wrestling and grappling back in. I want to wrap up the year with MMA. I really want to fight in St. Louis. I haven't fought in St. Louis since my first Strikeforce fight.
I remember.
So I started my first Strikeforce fight in 2009 in St. Louis, Missouri. And then I think I want to touch her at the end of the year.
Is this your last year? Like, you want your last fight ever to be in St. Louis?
Damn, that's a hard question you asking me. I don't even know. I never thought about it until you put it like that.
Really?
Storyline wise, it sounds kind of viral.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like I want to tell you what I really want to tell you.
Go ahead.
But in my mind, I can be real with you. If I'm gonna be real with anybody, it's gonna be with you.
Thank you.
I feel like damn, I wasn't prepared to go here. I feel like I asked God, I said, show me this perfect fight. And he showed me this perfect fight of me walking away from the sport. And he showed me walking away on top. He showed me walking away, with like literally a bulletproof, perfect, no mistake performance. And that's the way I envisioned it. So no matter how many lessons I took along the road, or how many bumps, I know I didn't feel that fight. So therefore, I know it's not time for me to hang it up. Right. Then I was talking to my kids last week, and then something just came over me, and it was like, you just got something that feel like is whispering to you. That fight was Darren Till.
Huh.
I had that fight.
Mm-hmm.
It was a perfect fight. The kid that was more motivated than me, he was stronger than me, he was bigger than me. He sold out the O2 Arena. Conor McGregor was just going to be, he's going to be the successor of him. Although this, and that, I was thinking too much about entertainment. I was too Hollywood. I was stretched too thin. And I had 3 weeks to get ready to take on this kid. And I was looking at some videos. Dean Thomas put it up of me training in the back, but he never said who the opponent was. They sat me next to Usman. They sat me next to Kobe. They sat me next to Masvidal. They sat me next to Till. And it was Demetrius Johnson fighting against Henry Cejudo for the second time. And I called my dog, Chris Provino. I said, come get me. I want to get the fuck out of here. I don't want to be in here. And this ain't shit. They ain't cute to me. Like, I really fuck somebody up right now. I don't like that. They thought it was really cute to put everybody around me, so maybe some organic drama pop off. But some people really built like that. So I went into the back. I went to Reebok. I said, give me a fucking fight kit right now. They didn't ask me no questions. They gave me and my coach a fight kit. Now, we were at the fight watching, right? Then I went past and I walked to like where a buffet area was at. And the lady was like, you don't have it. I said, man, with all due respect, I'm going to walk past you. There's nothing you can do to stop me. I'm going to walk past you. And I don't want to disrespect you, but I just want to let you know I'm going to walk past. And I walked past her. So we was in the back training. And we watching the video, Henry fighting. Now back then I told coach, I said, Darren Till can beat me. He can. And he believes he can beat me. That's dangerous. And if I don't train hard, he will beat me. It's not just my belt. It's our belt. He's going to take our belt from us. So I said, don't ease up on me. Don't fucking take it easy on me. I said, I want you to push me. And I said that in the press conference. So I look on the screen, and Demetrius Johnson loses to Henry Cejudo. And I said, this motherfucker can lose. The best well-rounded fighter we've ever seen, anybody can lose. And I said, I'm going ape shit. I'm going crazy. I trained 24 days straight, no breaks, twice a day. I just went nuts. And then I cut weight for the fight. And I felt like that was a fight that I envisioned. But when you fighting out of pride and you fighting out of ego and you fighting to prove everybody wrong, and then I had a period of my life where I was taking out maximum from every ATM every single day. I was spending money. I was buying cars. I was on all that other stuff. So it was a period of time in my life when I first started touching bread for the first time. I wasn't as responsible as I am now, right? So now it put me in a position where either it's because of ego or the way I set myself up that I had to take a couple more fights. I wasn't really there. Like, I don't like think about my resume. I beat the toughest guys, and then I lose to, no disrespect to them, but what I consider the fucking goofier guys. I lose to Luque or Gilbert or Usman or Kobe and Jake after I beat fucking Robbie and Wonder Boy twice. Everybody thought it was sweet until Wonder Boy took on Kevin Holland. You saw that fight, right?
Mm-hmm.
It could have been the same fight against me had I not got my ass whipped by Sage Northcutt, Avery Prowder, who's the #1 sport karate fighter now, Raymond Daniels. So now it's like the fight's got to mean something to me. It can't be money. It can't be because everybody think I can't beat him. It got to be the excitement. And that's what the Jake Paul fights was for me. KSI fight would have been that way because the way the negotiation or the contract was very disrespectful, and it made me want to just hurt him. So I told his manager, I was on the phone with his manager, Mams, and I was like, I said, never in my life have I been disrespected like this in a contract. He wanted me to fight at cruiserweight. The cruiserweight starts at 175, right? And it goes to 190. So he wanted me to fight for a cruiserweight belt. But if I weigh 174, I'd have been, was it light heavyweight or super middleweight? So he wanted me to fight. If I would have weighed 174, I would have been ineligible to fight for cruiser. If I weigh 176, they said I was going to be no 20%, I'm off the fight. So they wanted me to weigh exactly at 175, right? Then they wanted me to come in as I walked into the arena at 185. I walk around 200, 205 as of today. So every advantage they wanted. And this was terms that was added after we had already agreed. So we agreed. I got a contract. I was like, oh, I'm sorry to do this, but KSI's trainer wants to add this hydration thing and da-da-da-da. So when I went out to Dubai, I got in his trainer face too. And I said, I'm going to weigh fucking 187. Homicide. That's what I'm going to weigh. I'm not weighing a 185, and your boy going to get fucked up. Nobody want to talk. Nobody want to say nothing because they about this, and I'm really about that. You know what I mean? No matter what lessons I've taken, no matter what you've seen, when I'm on, you know that I'm really a guy that'll go through your face with a fucking whole hand, elbow, kick, or whatever the hell it takes. So I just got tired of it. So I'm open to fight. I'm open to fight for pretty much anything, but I just really enjoy being the only real and true free agent in the sport. I can do what I want. I can make what I want, and nobody can tell me nothing different. Nobody's even offering me a long-term deal because I've been very vocal. I'm not signing one. But they've offered me a lot of money, which I don't understand, because if you don't lock me in for multiple fights, how do you get that investment back? Even if you go crazy on a pay-per-view. But it just tells me that I ain't wrong. I'm not wrong for the way I was thinking. So
do you have your next fight?
Fights are just,
do you have the next one set up already? Is it done?
No, I was supposed to fight KSI January 14th. When that fight went through, I wanted to I took a break and I started working on some international business. I'm locking in some stuff now. And I think with that business, my first fight is going to be produced from that. So I'm probably going to be fighting before summer starts.
Okay. And do you have an opponent yet?
Yeah. So I got one potentially, but
do you want to share who that is? Because I feel like
no, I don't.
The pool is so big
like
with
this
you.
Fight though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's heavy duty because I can really go to any organization and compete with their top. You know what I mean? I was watching some of the PFL guys, and I'm like, that's the top guy. And I was watching some of the other organizations, the top guy in ONE FC, then the top influencer guys. You got to look at Fury, you got to look at KSI, you got to look at Logan, and some of these other guys. And I'm like, I'm looking nice on all fronts. So right now, the last I had was you producing. I can't really talk too much about. Okay. I hate to be like talking in code.
It's fine.
But I have an opponent that you would really like, and you would understand why I want to fight him.
Okay.
And it's actually a legitimate fight.
Okay, and it's boxing.
I don't know yet.
Okay, shit. Look at you.
This guy I don't like. This dude I don't like very much.
Oh.
So I don't want to let him off easy with just the hand.
Oh, okay.
I wanna feel my elbow go through his eyeball or like I want to feel like something that kind of hurt me too. When I fought Darren Till, my elbows and my arms was hurt. I tore my CMC joint. My hand was dislocated. I hurt myself trying to hurt him. That's the kind of fight I want. So this fight, I would probably want to do MMA.
Okay. By the way, who do you think wins, Jake or Tommy?
Jake.
Really? Easy?
Yeah.
Wow. What about Jake and Nate?
His hardest fights are the ones he already had. I think I like Nate, so I won't speak on that fight.
Okay.
I like what he stands for, and if that fight comes forth, I just like seeing people that did it for low, going out there and do it for a bag. So I don't have anything to say on Nate fight. Tommy Fury is an easier fight. I was supposed to fight Tommy too.
Really?
On a Mayweather card, yeah. They didn't even hesitate to say they didn't want to fight me.
Oh.
They offered me trash money. I said, fuck, you think I'm going to do that for that amount? Then they offered me something else, and somebody else said, Tyron, just go and beat them up and use this money to boost a bigger fight afterwards. So then I came back, swallowed my pride. I said, all right, let's do it for this. Like, literally, imagine if I say, okay, Ariel, I'm going to fight a fight for $10 and $10. And then you like, well, no, right? And then you come back and say, okay, I'll do it for $9 and $9.
Oh.
If somebody say no to that, then pretty much they don't want to fight. It was no counter. It was no back to the original price. So he took the opponent that he ended up fighting, which I forgot who it was. But yeah, Tommy's not his brother. He's so opposite. His brother is like, I'm a huge fan of his brother. His brother just, he's captivating. He makes you give a fuck. He has you in. He has you, and he can sing. He can fight. He's durable. You know what I mean? He's like the people's champ, and his brother just comes off as a pretty boy that more cares about his physique, boxing for his body versus boxing to try to make a referee come in and save somebody's life.
By the way,
I think it's an easier fight.
He's pushing for this union. He's trying to get Anderson involved. Has he asked you to help him with it? I mean, you would be a great guy. It seems like you have a good relationship. Yeah.
We talked about some other business, but we didn't talk about the union stuff. I just feel like this, like, I respect him as a businessman. I respect the things that he's doing. I mean, I never take the curtains away from somebody. Like, he's doing this thing, but the thing about it is, if you ain't ever fought for free, I fought for free for 2 or 3 years. If you ain't ever been underpaid, and every time you fought, you made max dollars, made way more than people that did it for less, I don't understand how it's such a huge issue on your docket, the pay. So I want to believe it, but it's going to take me, a little bit more convincing for me to believe it's genuine. I think it could just be going at Dana more so that and less of like actually really caring about the fighter welfare.
Okay.
So I said that to him. I said it to Nikisa. I said it like legitimately. Like, I would never say, if I say one thing once, I say it twice. But I think it is, but I don't know. After a couple more months and see what the mission and agenda and what they get accomplished, then I have a better say on it. But right now, I don't know.
What do you think about what's going on with Nate leaving and Francis leaving? Like, do you think times are changing in the business of MMA, or is this just like coincidence, too isolated?
We've been talking.
Yeah?
I've been talking to everybody.
Wow.
We've all been talking.
Wow.
It's about time, because guess what? We said we want to unionize, but we're divided.
Right.
Go talk shit about him. Go talk shit about him. Fuck his couch. Fuck his couch. Press conference, right?
Right.
And then now we supposed to kumbaya and lock hands and fucking unionize? No. We taught the opposite, and that's by design. There's no unity amongst fighters. Now, the fighters make a lot of money for themselves and the organization, and they feel like when it's time to take care of them and look out for them, then they feel like they're getting shot to the wayside. Now they're more likely, when have you ever known Nate Diaz and talked to me? Or Francis Ngannou, or Luke Rockhold, or Mike Perry, or Anthony Pettis, or Jose Aldo, or Roy Nelson, or, I mean, I can keep going, but if I keep going, you're going to see what I'm up to.
Oh, shit. Okay. I like it. All right. So you got a lot of things going on.
Vitor Belfort.
Right.
Yeah, I think it's time. This is our retirement pay. This is our severance pay. This what Pooh Shiesty would say. This back in blood. They got to pay us what we was worth, and it's double for our trouble now.
Right. Okay. Well, this is exciting. By the way, for the record, and you could vouch for this, when I asked you to come on, I just wanted to like catch up. I didn't realize you had all this shit going on too. So
I know you know what's funny? I was like, damn, I
like
usually
this.
when you bring it on, it's something coming up. Right?
I like this.
But it's like when you ask me, I'm like, okay, Masvidal on the card, Leon Edwards on the card. Maybe they want to talk about because I fought Gilbert, I trained with Masvidal. You know what I mean? I was supposed to fight Leon in the O2 Arena. I won O2 Arena. We coming back there.
Okay.
And then obviously I fought Kamaru Usman. It's a lot of rematch gifted out. You know, after title, a lot of rematches.
Who do you think wins that one? Yeah, I know what you're trying to say. I know what you're trying to say.
A lot of rematches.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
You know what I mean? A lot of rematches. I mean, what do you think the criteria is if you're a defending champion to get a rematch? Like, how many title defenses do you think you should have had to get a rematch in a fight or something like that?
4, 3.
Joanna got one quick. Ronda got one quick. CJ Garbrandt got one quick.
Yeah.
Israel got one. Usman's getting one. Who else?
Off the top,
Connor probably.
DJ got one, right? With Henry.
DJ.
No, DJ left. Yeah. DJ left.
DJ left.
He left. Who wins? Who do you think wins? Who's your pick, Leon or Usman?
I don't know. The thing I like about Leon is Leon basically understands what he's good at, and that's what made it. It was a tough training camp when I got ready for him because he knows he's not going to out-wrestle you, so he's not going to work so much on trying to go for a single leg or a double leg. Now, he'll try to take you down because it's the element of surprise, but he works extremely hard on getting up and getting away, creating space, using footwork not to let you get there. So when you have that, one thing he has right now is he has a threat of a head kick. And if you head kicking somebody, especially when you're a southpaw, kicking to that side of an orthodox person, you can catch them slipping and you're taking away your power kick is now stopping and hanging up his power hand. That's the right hand that he knocked out Masvidal with, right?
Mm-hmm.
Left hook, right hand. That's what Usman did. So Usman can never relax on that side. And you kind of need to be able to relax and let that motherfucker go sometimes. So he can kind of tie up his hand. I mean, it wasn't like a devastating, the world's been talking about Usman's right hand, like they wasn't mine at one point in time, but that's neither here nor there. But it's the concept of how does he win? He wins by taking you down or making you think he's taking you down and come up and punch in. And when you try to retaliate, then taking you down. Even if you don't get it, he stops you from answering the question, like, what the fuck you doing today? He should be like, I'm going outside. And he stops Leon from doing that when he tie him up and when he go for a shot. And then Usman's pretty resilient. I feel like his number one attribute is the fact that he stays so focused on MMA. Like I'm guilty of it. Many people are guilty of it. Sometimes it's some bullshit. You want to focus on some other shit. But I feel like he's really only focused on MMA. You know what I mean? And I think that's a weapon in itself. So this, once again, I believe is a very even fight. I think Usman was winning the last time, and he didn't get caught. Fucking Leon just landed. It wasn't like he didn't get caught slipping. His hand was kind of even still up. His hand wasn't like he was like trying. He like went through that motherfucker over top of it. So I think very even fight. And in London, with Leon feeling a little sauce that he got the strap, I don't know. It's even more of an even fight. So I think that in the earlier rounds, 1 through 4, when we saw people thinking that Usman was winning, I think it's going to be an even fight. I think it's going to take whoever win that last round. I don't see another finish though.
Okay. Wow. Great breakdown. Great breakdown, Tyron.
Yeah.
Great stuff.
That was for free.
Yeah. Thank you. Well, you should do more of that. And you can see more of that on the PFL Challenger Series.
Tonight. This Friday. Great teases. And whenever that news comes out, please come back on and we shall talk about it. All right, my man? You already know, my man. Appreciate you.
Thanks so much. There he is. Tyron Woodley, chosen one, the realist.